Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there today. I actually wanted to learn more about my dad, so I called my mom and talked to her for a few hours on the phone, and I learned a whole bunch of neat things. I decided to make a tribute for him for the short time that he was in the military. It's great information for the rest of the family for generations to come. I don't think my son ever knew that my dad served in the United States military. My name's Sean Moneypenny, and this is a quick commemorative speech, or a tribute, if you will, for my father, Teddy Revere Moneypenny, who served in the United States Navy. Ted was born August 19, 1942 in Ravenna, Ohio. Grandma and Grandpa moved around Ohio a bit and at Dad's childhood, but they ended up finally settling in Columbus, Ohio through job transfers. My dad was a 1960 graduate of West High School, home of the Cowboys. I giggled because my dad, if you knew him, he loved his cowboy boots, and I wonder if there was some sort of connection. After graduating high school at age 17, he directly enlisted himself into the United States Navy. He first served on the USS Rooks, a Navy destroyer. He actually worked in the interior communications room. In May of 1961, Ted and the USS Rooks stood on station for America's first manned space flight, the Freedom 7, sending an astronaut into orbit and around the Earth for the very first time. In the fall of 1961, while stationed at Newport, Rhode Island, him and his best friend went on a double date. It was a blind date for my dad, where he had met my mom. They traveled to Stoughton, Massachusetts. They attended the high school football game. After the football game, there was a dance, and they attended the dance. Things must have went really, really well, because even after the dance, they went out for pizza. During the winter and spring of 1962, my dad joined the crew of the USS John Willis, a destroyer escort vessel. Ted and the crew had assignments in Northern Europe, and he docked several times up in Norway. The USS Willis arrived back in Newport in March. Ted wasted no time to propose to my mom, Sandy, in April of 1962. During the rest of the spring, the USS John Willis conducted convoy escort exercises out of Newport, which was timely for my mom and dad since they got married that July 1st in 1962. Having moved back to Columbus in November of 1962, Ted received an honorable discharge from the United States Navy so that way he could pursue his career and his family. He started a job at Sunbeam Heating and Air Conditioning in August of 1963. There he was the only service technician for 2 years straight. He took all the overtime calls and anything that had to deal with service. Ted learned the business side of Sunbeam in 1979. By 1981, he owned and operated Sunbeam Heating and Cooling. Ted retired in 1997, shortly after Grandpa passed away. My dad passed away in 2001 at the age of 58 with a short battle of cancer. It's been a tough 19 years on the family, because we've had to make all our own decisions without his guidance and direction, who we really, truly relied upon. So make sure you reach out to your dad today and just give him a hug. Give him a call if you can't get a hold of him physically. I miss my dad greatly, and I really hope you enjoyed this speech. Thank you very much.